Good Day New York.
Good day, New York. It's Wednesday, March 6th. I'm Lori Stokes.
I'm Rosanna Scotto. Nice to have you out here. Want to warn you, it's freezing outside. Windy, cold. Temperatures will not get above the 20s. Mike Woods has all the details for us.
In Brooklyn, a passenger in an Uber was fatally shot as he sat in the car's backseat. Police are now looking for the gunman who sped away on a bicycle.
So a one-year-old baby took a subway ride alone after his babysitter, forgot him, left him on the train. The child was found several stops later, reunited with his family.
The FDA has approved a new antidepressant nasal spray. The active ingredient is related to the club drug ketamine, also known as Special K.
Also, former Mayor Mike Bloomberg says he is not running for president in 2020, but he still plans to play an active outside role in the election. All right, it's freezing out there, so this morning I tried to trick my mind. I was like, I'm going to say it's refreshing. So I went into the coffee shop. And I said, how you doing today? They said, fine. I said, isn't it refreshing outside? They said, no, it's freaking freezing. I said, you're right. I hate this weather.
Brought you right back.
I tried. It lasted like 30 seconds.
You get a star for trying.
Mike, you know what I mean? I tried to do it like in a positive way.
I can appreciate that. Positivity is a good thing, and coming from you, it's a big thing.
It's a rare thing.
Exactly. Well, you tried. You did your part.
It's over.
But this is rough. Looking at these numbers right now for lows, that would be rough. That's not the lows. That's what we have for the forecast highs here later today. And it's only 29 degrees for you at Central Park. That's all we can get up to. We're in the deep freeze for sure. 30 in Bridgeport. Same thing for you, East Hampton, and 27 in Belmar, Newark, as well as Trenton. It looks like we've got some cold stuff to start you here, too. All the way back down to 19 now out at Central Park. The sun just now coming up a little bit ago, but we still have that colder air rushing in, and it takes a while for that sun's heat energy to go to work. And keep in mind, there are some decent wind gusts up to 26 in Central Park in the last hour. 17 in Belmar brings your wind chill number down to 5 in both Belmar as well as Central Park. Feels like 3 below in Monticello, so some very chilly stuff to get you going this morning. But we do have the mainly clear sky and more or less high pressures in control, but we have these troughs of low pressure that just keep sending down more of that cold air. And that's the theme for the next several days, keeping our temperatures well below normal by about 15 degrees or so. So your temps will climb up through the 20s, but that's the best we can do today. 26 by noon and a high of about 28, back to 29, I should say, back to 28 by 4 p.m. And then it's going to be cold again tonight with a low dropping down to 18, so similar to what we have for you this morning. And as we go through the next 7 days, high of 33 tomorrow, 37 on Friday. Small snow shower chance for you tomorrow or Friday, but it doesn't look like a big deal. The bigger storm comes in on Sunday, and that is rain coming through here at that time. All right, let's bring in Inez right now and see what's going on. No precip out there, but it sure is cold.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, definitely freezing out there. Smart street cleaning rules, those are suspended once again today for religious observances. Meters remain in effect. Over in New Jersey, Route 80, expect delays westbound through Rockaway. Approaching exit 37, a car flipped over, so we have at least one lane closed. Route 46 is a better option around that. Over on Long Island, we're okay on the LIE. Of course, things slow down as you approach Queens there on the Long Island Expressway from Nassau County, but not a big deal. Let's go to our cameras, take a look at the Cross Bronx by the Bronx Road Parkway. We have traffic slow westbound. There's a stalled bus. You can see that blocking the center lane. On the eastbound side, you're fine with the trains. You're doing fine this morning. Everything running on or close to schedule. Lori and Rosanna.
Inez, thanks so much. Meanwhile, police officers shot and wounded a man who claimed he had a gun inside of his apartment building in Harlem.
And police say that just before 6 p.m. officers responded to a report of a man with a gun inside the building on West 114th Street. Responding officers say that suspect pointed an object at them and said he had a gun. Well, they fired 3 shots, hitting him once. Suspect was rushed to St. Luke's in stable condition. They also say the incident was captured on police-worn body cameras. No weapon was recovered.
Also this morning, police are talking about a man who was shot to death as he sat in the back seat of an Uber in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. It happened before 11:30 p.m. on Bedford Avenue. Police say the man had gunshot wounds to his neck and chest. He was pronounced dead at Brooklyn Hospital. They say the suspect was on a bicycle. It was the city's second murder of the night. Another man was shot and killed around 7 p.m. in Springfield Gardens, Queens. No arrests yet in either one of those cases.
Really frightening moment on the Upper West Side when a babysitter lost a child on a train. Police tell Fox 5 that the man was riding on a downtown 1 train with a 1-year-old in a stroller. But the man became ill and left the child on the train at the 96th Street station. He reported it to transit police about 20 minutes later. And then 15 minutes after that, the baby was found safe and sound at Penn Station and had been reunited with the family. That man, by the way, was brought back to the station for questioning, but was later released.
President Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, returns to Capitol Hill later today.
Well, Cohen will provide another round of testimony before a House committee as the president stepped up his attack on the investigations. Fox 5's Carrie Drew joining us now with the latest. Carrie.
Rosanna and Lori, good morning to both of you. Michael Cohen is heading back to Washington today to testify at yet another hearing behind closed doors. This is his 4th day of testimony in just 2 weeks. This is we're learning this morning that something he said at his public hearing last week has launched a new investigation.
And nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Michael Cohen is set to testify later today at a closed meeting of the House Intelligence Committee. This following public and closed hearings last week over a span of 3 days. President Trump's former personal lawyer and fixer pleaded guilty in November to lying to Congress about negotiations for a potential Trump Tower project in Moscow. And now we have learned that something Cohen said last week has prompted a new investigation.
To your knowledge, did the president ever provide inflated assets to an insurance company?
Yes.
The New York Times is reporting that New York state regulators issued a subpoena to the Trump Organization's longtime insurance broker, Aon, one of the largest insurance firms in the world. It's the first step in the investigation of insurance claims involving the president's family business. Also this week, the House Judiciary Committee requested documents from more than 80 people and entities connected to the president. President Trump criticized Cohen's testimony last week as shameful and has called Democrats' investigations the greatest overreach in the history of our country.
It's a shame, and the people understand it. When they look at it, they just say presidential harassment.
A bit more about the subpoena that was served on the company Aon. It's part of an inquiry by the New York State Department of Financial Services. That department does not actually conduct criminal investigations, but it can refer any possible illegal activity to prosecutors. As for Cohen's hearing later today, it's believed to be his last before heading to prison on May 6th. Lori and Rosanna.
All right, thanks so much, Carrie. So it's official. Michael Bloomberg is not running for president in 2020.
In an editorial in Bloomberg News, which, by the way, he owns, the former New York City mayor said that he believes that he could beat President Trump in a general election, but knows it would be tough for him to win the Democratic nod in such a crowded field. 77-year-old is expected to play an active outside role in the election. His team is reportedly preparing data to help defeat President Trump.
There is extra security today at transportation hubs here in New York City after 3 makeshift bombs were found near London's biggest transit areas. 3 padded mail bags were found near Heathrow Airport, London City Airport, and the Waterloo train station yesterday. Counterterrorism police say the bags contained improvised explosive devices. One was opened and ignited a small flame. No one was hurt, thank goodness. Irish stamps were found on the packaging. Police in Ireland say they are assisting British investigators. So far, no person or group has claimed responsibility for sending these devices.
NYPD Commissioner James O'Neill is defending his department's decision to post no parking signs on an Inwood street so officers could park there for a flag football game.
Dozens of cars were also towed to other areas, and many people in the neighborhood are furious. Robert Moses in Inwood with the details this morning. Robert, what's going on?
Well, Rosanna and Lori, as you can see, parking under the best of circumstances is fairly tight here in this neighborhood. It got even tighter this past weekend. But look, this story is about more than just this neighborhood and this football tournament. We have to situate it in a wider context because Mayor de Blasio has promised to crack down on placard abuse. So too has the city council speaker. There's even a Twitter handle at placard abuse directed towards the issue. This is one red NYPD football player inside.